Alright, YouTube. Hope you're listening. This is Trinity Red.
That should keep them from getting more of those mortars.
You think closing the tunnel is smart? Fuck you! You
Look.
yourself in with us. I'll make sure you rot down here.
This is the skill damage that we have. 111 with a drone, 178. But that's with no stacks, though. Let's build up the stacks. See. We had 32 stacks. Wait together. We have a few more. Okay. So 152 from the drone and 243, 800 some from the turret. I didn't even shoot a single bullet on that one. That was all my skills. He went invincible. So let's ignore that guy for a moment. I don't see any damage numbers.
Good work.
He was
Go on
getting
and head back
damaged.
out. The team from the campus is taking position inside the memorial.
Okay, so this is Trinity Red. Trinity Blue. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what Trinity Red does. How about that? Let's get out of here.
If you hadn't stopped them, I know they would have used those weapons on us, and we would have ended up like Castle. I can't tell you how
You just
ready
build
I
my
am to have
Discord?
you on
No,
our
but
side.
you know what? I've been
Thank you.
procrastinating long enough. I should put
Today,
this one on
we
the
dealt a
Discord.
great blow to the True Sun's infrastructure. We
Alright,
confiscated
so
a massive cache of chemical
let's talk
weapons
about this
and
build.
eliminated their stronghold near the campus. You should be proud. You saved a lot of lives today.
This is a hybrid build. Its main directive is to do skill damage. Okay, this is a skill build that is hybrid with a red build. Okay, the reason why I put this one together the way it is, the original Trinity, it was with the same principle in mind. When I was reading the capacitor and what it did, I noticed that this was meant for a hybrid red and blue. Sorry, hybrid red and skill tier. And the reason I say that with this capacitor is because of what it gives me. The capacitor, the talent itself, at 40 stacks will give you 60% skill damage, right? And those stacks are very easy to put, to keep up and running. But then the last part of it says that for each skill tier, it will give you 7.5% weapon damage. 15% weapon damage is one red core. And this one is giving you 7.5, which is half of a red core. So for every skill tier, you get half of a red core. So at 6 skill tier, that's 45% weapon damage, or 3 red cores. So that is free red cores, just free weapon damage, just for having skill tiers. But then, when I was looking at the mods themselves, it comes with a lot of crit chance, above average crit chance and crit damage. Like that 30% crit damage. There's like nothing else that gives you that much in just one go. So I was like, all right, let's build up some crit into this. Let's add some red into it and keep it as a skill build also. What do you turn into? And he turns into this monster. So we have the capacitor giving us damage to armor, which is a multiplicative value. Health damage is also a multiplicative value. And then we put it in together with another hybrid monster. So the capacitor and the memento. Memento, as you probably know, with the kill confirms, you can build up stacks. You can build up to 30 stacks. And at 30 stacks, you get the 1% weapon damage, and 1% skill efficiency, and then some armor regen. So maximum stacks does 30% weapon damage and 30% skill efficiency. And if you remember what skill efficiency does, 1% skill efficiency equals to 1% skill damage, 1% skill haste, and skill duration, and skill health, and skill repairs, and status effects. It's a one-to-one. So skill efficiency, very, very important. So this backpack gives you 30%. Then we run a three-piece Empress International so that we can get another 10% on the three-piece. And we also do get some skill health and skill damage along the way also. So three-piece Empress it's a must. On the chest piece, I'm running Glass Cannon. And on where first to the attributes, the main attribute is skill damage. Okay, so we go skill damage, and then whatever we have left over is going to be either skill chance or crit chance or crit damage. So as you get to see in my mask, I have multiple crit chances in there. My chest piece is crit chance and some crit damage, and my gloves is some crit chance. Now, if you notice, everything else has skill damage primary, and whatever is left over is red. Now, the final two pieces of this is Brazos. We're running this. This is a great hybrid. This Brazos is called a Picaro holster. This one comes with skill damage and weapon damage. Now, the core attribute is always blue, so this one is where it's going to get a little tricky. You're going to have to make sure that you get one that already comes with skill damage. It took me forever to get one of them. But once you get that, you change the core attribute to skill tier because you cannot run red weapon damage. So we had to go with skill tier on this one. And as you get to see, we still have a 6 skill tier skill build. You see that on the right next to the drone on the bottom left there, the picture. You get to see that my bar is completely filled out. We have one skill tier from the technician specialization. That's one. You get one from the memento backpack, right? That's two. You get one from here, the face mask. That's three, four, five, and then we're running two-piece Brazos for getting that additional skill tier. That's six. What that does is that it frees up more skill tier that used to be like this Empress used to be a skill tier. I don't have to run skill tier. I turn it into a red core. So as you get to see, we have the 45% weapon damage from the capacitor, right? From the every skill tier that you have is 7.5 weapon damage. So we build up a lot of red here. 45% weapon damage equals to two 15% red cores, right? No, three. Three red cores. So we have three red cores from the weapon. We have three red cores in here, right? One from the core attribute here on the top, 15%, but it gives you another, at full stacks, gives you another 30% weapon damage. So that's another two red cores. So the two plus the one on the top, that's three red cores. On top of this, three red cores from the capacitor. Then we have one red core here on the gloves. That's 3 and 3, 6. This one's 7. Another red here is 8. And another red weapon damage on Picaro on the bottom. That's 9. So we have 9 rolls of 15% weapon damage into a skill build. I need you to remember, this is still a skill build. So this is why we have to run Glass Cannon. Glass Cannon gives us a bonus for everything, a bonus for all damage. So my bullets get that bonus, my skills get that bonus. So everything is hitting hard across the way, across everything. This is why this is so goddamn powerful. Now, if for whatever reasons I don't have my skills, that's one of the biggest weaknesses of a skill build when you don't have them, right? because you usually are shooting little marshmallows out of your bullets, right? Not with this. This one, you have 50% crit chance and about 100% crit damage, just shy of 100. And I think 50% is a good compromise. It means that you have a 50-50 chance that your bullets are going to crit. I think that's pretty damn good. And the relationship between crit chance and crit damage has always been 2 to 1, right? Crit chance being twice as powerful as crit damage. That is why whenever you're looking at your stats of crit chance and crit chance is always 6% and crit damage is double at 12%. You see that? So I think it's a good balance of crit chance and crit damage. That is a 2 to 1 right there also. So overall, this is Trinity Red. Now, my secondary and sidearm doesn't really matter a whole lot, especially if you're not running 5 directives where you're starving for ammo. You're always going to have the capacitor. Capacitor is best in slot because whenever you have this one out, you have that extra 45% weapon damage. So that's hard to beat. We have a 15% damage from amplified damage from flatline. Whenever I go into the M1A CQB, this one is one of the best rifles that you can equip yourself. This one and the classic M1A. The reason I went with this one is because it frees up the bottom slot to be able to run link laser pointer, which is something that you can get from the technician specialization that we're running anyway. So I figured I could get some use out of this. Any enemy that I'm aiming this gun at will get automatically pulsed, which is great because we're running normal flatline. Any enemy that is already pulsed gets amplified damage. Amplified is multiplicative damage. What it means just a little bit more damage. A little bit, not a whole lot. But here's the thing. When you start stacking multiplicative damage, they start to make a bigger and bigger and bigger difference. This is why we're running damage to targets out of cover is multiplicative, damage to health is multiplicative, damage to armor is multiplicative. So if you can stack all of those, this is why a lot of people, when they run a red build, like a pure DPS red, they usually run Fox Sprayer and Contractor gloves. Fox Sprayer knee pads, they come with multiplicative values of armor and damage to targets out of cover. It is, and they ignore whatever is the even if the brand is not being used, it's okay. They still ignore it because they understand that they're just stacking multiplicative damage. When you stack that with glass cannon and whatever you have in your gun, it starts to make a much bigger difference. The way they interact with each other is what makes a difference. Anyway, that's Trinity Red. Now, Trinity Blue is basically the same thing, but all the red stuff that we have of crit chance and crit damage and weapon damage, we turn it into blue. So Trinity Blue, bam. It's exactly the same thing, but now we have protection from elites and armor regen. We still keep the Picaro because this one, the weapon damage is just, I think it's just too good. Whenever you have something that gives you the value of a core, I mean, you have to you just ask yourself this question. What do you think is more powerful? What makes a bigger impact into your build? Having the power of one core attribute or the power of one minor attribute? You have a core attribute on the top, and the bottom stuff are called minor attributes. Minor attributes are things like skill damage, crit chance, crit damage, armor regen. So what do you think is more important? Right. A core attribute tend to be, I mean, they're called core attributes for a reason, right? That is why when we have the chance of running two-piece Brazos, giving us that extra skill tier, which is a core attribute. We got to take advantage of that. And Picaro coming with one core attribute on the second piece, on the second brand set piece, and it comes with a 15% weapon damage, and it comes with a blue core attribute also, then of course you gotta go. You gotta go with that, right? Gives you the access to have 3 core attributes. You gotta go with it. What mask is that? This mask is the one that you get from finishing the apparel event. If you finish all the apparel events, you get it. Yeah, take a look at this. You see that? On the right side, it says completion reward, the red face mask. So you have to get all of these 5 things. Complete, 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 and then you get it. So anyway, the Trinity Blue, it has no crit chance, no crit damage. It is not the focus. However, even though we don't have any crit, it hits very hard still, because we still have access to that 45% weapon damage from the capacitor. We still have that 30% weapon damage from the backpack, and we still have a 15% weapon damage from the Picaro holster. All in all, while still having armor regen out the wazoo. This is close to 20,000 armor regen just by itself. When we add the 3% armor regen from the Memento backpack, right now we don't have it because we ran out of stacks. But with the backpack, I think it has like around 60k, 60,000. And this is while we also retain, if you notice, the core attributes are now blue instead of red. So now we're running with 1.3 million armor. We do have glass cannon though, but with having this much armor and the armor regen that we have, we kind of soften the blow of having glass cannon. So I suppose I should show you how this one feels like now, right?